Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly podcast. I am Tony Gerdeman here, as always, with Tom Orr. Tom, how's it going?
Tony, do you know what former Michigan quarterback Dylan McCaffrey is doing right now?
Working?
Well, I don't mean like literally this second. I mean like, in the more general, this fall, what's Dylan McCaffrey doing since?
Is he going to be on like The Bachelor?
Better than that. He's a quarterback at Northern Colorado University, or the University of Northern Colorado, FCS school, coached by his dad, Ed McCaffrey, and assistant coached by his, I think, brother, Max McCaffrey. They are the Fighting Nepotisms. And so an interesting thing happened this past weekend with Dylan McCaffrey. They were playing Montana State, and they absolutely got their heads caved in 40-7. And Dylan McCaffrey threw 3 interceptions. After one of these interceptions, his brother, Coach Max McCaffrey, broke a clipboard. He was so angry on the sideline that he broke a clipboard. And I'm just going to read. This is from an article in the Denver Post, which is a major metropolitan newspaper. This is not like, oops, this is the Onion. He then broke the clipboard. A fan behind him said something, and he threw the clipboard into the stands and hit a different fan with a piece of the broken clipboard. So this is Max McCaffrey, not Dylan McCaffrey. And so the school issued a statement calling it it said it showed poor judgment. Clear there was no intent to harm, nor was the action fueled by anger. So they tracked down a student. He's the person who the clipboard was being thrown at. His name is Max Demarace. He is a student from Butte High School in Montana. He said, I'm going to just quote this directly. He said, McCaffrey broke his clipboard after UNC graduate quarterback and brother Dylan McCaffrey threw an interception in the second quarter. Demarace taunted McCaffrey about his pants before the clipboard was thrown, hitting a fan in another row. I said, quote, "Hey, coach, maybe you should focus on how small your pants are rather than breaking a clipboard," the senior told the Tribune in a text message. Tony, college football is the best. That's it. That's all I have to say. What is your best small pants taunt? I have to say, I don't know that I've ever taunted anyone over the size of their pants, at least the smallness of their pants.
I would say something like, does your sister know you're wearing her pants? I do think it is interesting that a McCaffrey threw something and didn't hit its intended target.
He did hit a fan from the other school. So, I mean, that does track. So,
but it was not out of anger.
Apparently not. It said, while Coach Max McCaffrey's tossing of a souvenir into the stands showed poor judgment. That is the official statement from UNC athletic director Darren Dunn. And again, this is why I feel the need to tell you this is from the Denver Post and not the Onion.
It's funny that that's considered a souvenir. It's like T-shirts, Is there a clipboard cannon, like clipboard shard cannon? You shoot into the crowd and people go screaming because they're being hit with wooden shrapnel and the metal clips. That can hurt. That can put out an eye.
The famous Northern Colorado hot pants cannon. Yes, here they come. The small pants. Here they come. And I mean, obviously, his sister, in your example, his sister would have known, because obviously his sister is probably on the coaching staff somewhere in that Northern Colorado program. So that's all right. So we're out of time. See you guys next time. All right.
That's just a new line of insults. Hey, small pants.
I saw that.
How dare you?
Matt Brown, who runs the Extra Points newsletter and who has been a guest on the Morning Scoop a few times, tweeted that out on Wednesday morning. And I was like, well, I know what we're leading the show with today.
Fantastic. And if you couldn't tell, this being Wednesday, it is time for our bold predictions show. And you can hear the fanfare. If you can't, that's because of Tom's gloom and doom drowning it all out. But the good news is, and we will recap what we did. We won't spend too much time on it. I don't need to gloat, but we will spend a lot of time on it. Tom, I know you got at least one right. And the thing is, maybe you got enough of the bonus predictions right to win this one. So do you want me to go first and let everybody know how I did, or do you want to go first?
I'll tell you what, I'll go first. I'll at least go get started, and then you can go. So my first one is TreVeyon Henderson at least doubles the number of yards per carry that Michigan gave up against Rutgers, or Rutgers gave up against Michigan. And then you actually maybe bump that up to 6.2, and he still went over 8.9 yards per carry. So there's one for me. Number two, Ohio State has at least 4 plays of 30 yards or longer. Yes, they did it. 44 yards by TreVeyon Henderson, 56-yard catch for Chris Olave, 32-yard catch for Garrett Wilson, and 38-yard catch for Jackson Smith and Jigba. And Tony, I mean, at this point, just to save time because we are running a little long, I think we can assume that based on the first 2, I've obviously gotten the rest of them correct. So let's just go right to yours then.
No, we've got time. Is there anything else? I mean, is that anything else that you want to touch on, or do we not just?
I was extremely excited. I had completely forgotten what I picked, so I couldn't remember it all during the game. And as I was starting to go through these this morning and going, oh look, I got. Oh hey, there's one. There's 2. This is a great start. Womp womp.
All right, then we can
suffice it to say I wasn't terribly far off, but it was not exactly. For example, one of them was a 1 possession game in the last 5 minutes, and I think it was a 1 possession game briefly in the first 5 minutes. So I mean, briefly. I don't know if you want to give me partial credit for that, but no. There were not a lot of like near misses. A lot of my stuff was predicated on Rutgers is going to be able to run the ball at least enough to slow down the game, and nope, not at all. So two correct for me this week. How are you doing?
Well, the thing is, a lot of my stuff was predicated on knowledge. So, Tom, that's probably where we differ. My first prediction was Chris Olave will score 2 touchdowns. How many did he score, Tom? I'm just going to make you participate in this.
I feel like it was 2. I feel like that was the number.
That is correct.
That felt like a lucky guess.
Jeremy Ruckert, who go ahead and I will let you know, everybody know, twice I think this season you've tried to have a Jeremy Ruckert bold prediction. The first one was like a five catches. Then the next one was like, you know what, let's just go 3 catches. Both times he failed. I had Jeremy Ruckert will catch 4 passes. And Tom, how many did he catch?
I feel like the answer is 4 or more.
That is the answer, Tom. Way to finally get one right about Jeremy Ruckert. My third one did not happen. So just like you, I started out 2 for 2, and I was like, oh, this is great. Things ended a little bit differently for me, but 30-yard punt or kick return did not happen. That's they need to get Garrett Wilson out of there. That guy is terrible.
Right, so we tied 2-2 this week. All right, good. All right. So this week's picks.
Well, and I've got a little bit more time. And just so you know, I didn't get any of my bonuses. My bonus was at least 173 yards rushing for TreVeyon Henderson. That did not happen. A defensive back sack. That did not happen. My CJ Stroud will complete at least 67% of his passes, rush for 10 yards at least, and throw 0 interceptions. Tom, that did happen. We can let me go through this and give you his exact stats so that you know that I'm not lying.
I think he had 13 yards rushing, which was just I remember seeing that on the stat sheet and going, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah, he actually rushed for 10 yards.
Was it exactly 10 yards?
It was at least 10 yards was the prediction, and he finished with 10. No, it was 13 yards. He had a 10-yard long. So, and he also completed 74% of his passes. Did not throw any interceptions. So, good job by me. Would you agree?
I seem to remember trying to talk you into a 75%, which would have been really wonderful because that was. So I guess the lesson here is that I need to stand firm when you're trying to talk me into racing my prediction. So, okay, that's fine. Lesson learned. Go on. Keep going.
Lesson learned indeed. And the last one here that I also got correct, but I'll let you confirm this. I had Ohio State with defense picking up 3 interceptions or more in this game. Tom, how many interceptions did Ohio State end up with in this one?
More than 2 and less than 4. That's all I remember.
Yes, it was in fact 3, and I think I got the last one there maybe in the fourth quarter or so. Never a doubt. The first one was dropped, so I could have had this done a bunch easier, a bunch sooner than when it happened. But still, as long as you get it right, that's all that matters. I had 4 this week. Tom, you had 2, but again, we don't keep track of this stuff. That's just for fun. It's or actually, Tom, we do, because what are the stakes now? So that people know.
Well, if you watch one of our live shows from the road at Rutgers, the person who gets these wrong or who loses the week before a road trip, when we have a hotel room, a lot of times there are 3 of us. There are only 2 beds in the hotel room, so one of us gets the rollaway bed or sleeps on a couch, something like that. We call it the cot of shame. I did get to sleep on the cot of shame at Rutgers, so that was wonderful. It was very low to the ground. It was okay the first night. The second night was not a fantastic night of sleep. I'm not going to lie. So I just hope that doesn't impact my picks moving forward, that lack of sleep.
Well, maybe it should drive you to want to do better. And maybe it has. So we will now do our bold predictions for this week. I can go first, Tom, if that's okay. And then,
if you pick one that I have written down, I think we both get to do it, because I have a feeling you're gonna do, because that's what happened last week. You I think picked one.
Did I go first last week?
I think you did go first last week.
Okay, then you go first. You go first.
But if you have one written down, I think we can both have the same bold prediction, and that's okay. First one, TreVeyon Henderson has at least 94 yards from scrimmage. He's only done that once this season.
In the first half?
He's only done it once in a whole game. So yes, that seems relatively bold.
He's averaging more than that per game.
94 yards. Yes, but he's only done it once. He did it once against Tulsa, and every other game he's been under that number. So therefore,
Tom, he's definitely going to rush for 94 yards at least in this game.
That's the plan. That would get me 1 for 1. But it's only happened once in his entire college career, Tony. I'm speculating that we're going to see more TreVeyon Henderson this week. We have not seen very much TreVeyon Henderson outside of that 1 week. 94 yards from scrimmage.
No, you got to, Tom. One of my predictions is he's going to rush for 207 yards. Exactly. That's how bold I'm going. And you're telling me he's going to rush for at least 94 yards.
I said 94 yards from scrimmage, just to be fair.
Jeez.
Total
you are
yards.
such a crook.
He hasn't.
You are such a crook.
I am learning as we go. You have been doing this for years. I am learning from you and how you do these things, and I'm sure it's going to be difficult for you to go against me when I'm not, constantly going back and going, well, the Ohio State's only done this 3 times since 1870. So, but I think this is the Saturday, and then they miss whatever that by 1. Go ahead.
I will let you have this just so people realize that people get after me about not having bold picks. You are picking somebody to do at least like 30 yards below his rushing average, all purpose wise. So I want the people to be as disappointed as I am. And I will give this one to you. My sincere hope, though, is it's going to go just like it has the last 2 weeks, and you'll be just short of it. And then next week I will go, I don't know, 92 yards, and he'll get like 93, and you'll be like, I hate you so much. That's the fun of the show. It brings out our true feelings. So I will allow that one. Don't like it at all, because it'll happen it may happen in the first quarter. And then you don't have to worry anything to worry about.
And then later in the game, he'll somehow get tackled for a loss and go back under that. Like the guys who rush for 1,000 yards and then get tackled for a loss the next play, and then they're not 1,000-yard rusher anymore. It'll be that. He'll run for 94 yards on the first play from scrimmage and then get tackled for a loss, the next time he has it, and he'll have 93. And then Ryan, you're like, no, we're just going to set him. Just leave him. I want Tom to sleep on the cot again. That's going to factor into his decision-making.
The good news, there is no cot up for grabs, which is why I can allow this one to go. This week. Mine is that TreVeyon Henderson will rush for at least 95 yards. No. My first one, Ohio State will not have a pick 6 in this game. They've had 3 and 5 games, Tom. So on average, they have one every single game. This is actually not my one. I just wanted to get your reaction. I just wanted to throw that one out there.
Seething is my reaction. Go on.
No, my first one, Ronnie Hickman will have a career high in tackles. This is something he's only done 3 times in his career. The first time when he had 2 tackles, the second time when he had 3, and the third time when he had 11 to start the season this year. He has had 11 twice in his career. I am saying at least 12 this week, and he's going to have to do a lot of tackling on some short passes and things like that. So there may be an opportunity. There definitely will be an opportunity for him to do that in this game, as long as he plays long enough to do it.
Okay, here's an interesting one, because I'm skipping it down to 3rd on my list. Ronnie Hickman has been either 1st or 2nd on the team in tackles in 4 or 5 games. I say he does not do that this week, lower than 2nd on the list. So direct conflict there. And, I don't know quite what to expect from Maryland. I think you may have like a whole bunch of guys with like 6 tackles this week, as opposed to Ronnie Hickman with 11. Like the games where he's been, he's had big numbers. It's been like he and Taraja Mitchell are like 11 and 10. I think it's going to be a little more spread out this week. So there you go. Direct conflict.
So you said
what's going to happen is he's going to he's going to finish with he's going to have 12 tackles, and that's going to put him first or second. Then you're going to be right, and I'm going to be wrong, and and then the bit will continue. So this is great. This is setting us up perfectly for next week's show. So me just slamming my head against the desk.
Bad news would be if he has 12 and he is still like third on the team in tackles.
Well, then we're both right. Then that's win-win. That is literally win-win for us.
Not for Ohio State, it's not.
Well, there's that. Yes.
So, we'll see. I don't know who the people will be rooting for in that one. We'll see. So this goes back to me. 2 players, possibly from Ohio State, who's to say, will have receptions of 46 yards or more. That's 2 separate players, each with a catch of 46 yards or more against the Maryland defense that is arguably the top defense in the nation, has not even allowed a pass completion this year, as far as I know.
Did Georgia secede again? No? Okay, then they're not the top defense in the nation. Go on.
But, I'm thinking, obviously, Chris Olave, maybe Garrett Wilson, maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba, possibly Cade Stover, maybe Mitch Rossi. 46 yards or more receptions for the Buckeyes. Now they have, I will let you know, Maryland has not allowed I don't believe they've even allowed a 40-yard completion this year, let alone a 50-yarder. Ohio State, I think, has 4 receptions, 4 pass completions of 50 yards or more. So this is not something, or 40 yards or more. This is not something that Maryland or Ohio State has done a lot of. They've done it enough, but it's something that Maryland has not permitted yet this season. So the fact that I am predicting 2 players to do it, that might be the very, very definition, Tom, of bold.
So I have a prediction.
No.
This is relevant here. One of my predictions was Raheem Jarrett has a play from scrimmage of 38 yards or longer. He's only done that once so far this season in 5 games. So what I would submit to you is I will increase my number to whatever number you would like. But you, instead of saying any 2 Buckeyes, you pick 3 Buckeyes. And if 2 of them hit whatever that number is, you're correct. But we pick the same number. So I've got to go 1 for 1, and you've got to go 2 for 3. And you can bring your number down to 38. I can bring mine up to 46, and we can meet somewhere in the middle.
I just want to correct myself because I don't know where I got those numbers on Maryland. I know they're not first, but they have given up a handful of 40-yard pass plays. So ignore all of that I said. And I was researching while you were talking, Tom, and I'm sorry. What was your stipulation so that I can agree to it or disagree to it?
My stipulation was that I'm picking one. I've got to go 1 for 1 on whatever yardage we talk about. You're going to pick 2. So I'm going to give you 3. You got to go 2 for 3. And you can bring your yardage down to 38. I can bring my yardage up to 46, or we can meet somewhere in the middle, but we're picking the same yardage number, and you have to go 2 for 3, or you can go pick one guy to have a play of exactly that yardage. You can go 1 for 1 or 2 for 3, and I'm going to have to go 1 for 1 on mine.
So you're saying Raheem Jarrett will have a catch of, let's just say, 41 yards, and you have to go either 1 for 1 or 2 for 3 on also 41 yards. All right. I'll take Garrett Wilson in that one.
You're just going to go 1 for 1. Okay.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. I'll just go with the sure thing. Or Chris Olave is also the sure thing.
Well, you have to pick one, or
I know that's why I'm just picking one, and I'm going reverse alphabetical.
And so you're going Garrett Wilson. And what is the yardage you would like to have?
41.
41 yards or longer. Okay.
Okay.
So Garrett Wilson has a script play from script. You're saying I had a reception. Okay, because I said play from scrimmage, but okay. That's play. So you have Garrett Wilson has a play from scrimmage of 41 yards or longer. I have Raheem Jarrett has a play from scrimmage of 41 yards or longer. Right. Okay.
Now it's bad. Now Raheem Jarrett is their number 1 target right now with Dante Demas out. So that is a good one. I'm thinking the defense is going to have something to say about that Ohio State defense. We'll see. You're saying Denzel Burke is not very good. That's what I'm hearing from you.
Aaron Cruikshank got loose for 75 yards last week. I'm just saying maybe not everything is exactly fixed yet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So when Raheem Jarrett goes 10 for 400, but they're all exactly 40 yards, I'm going to be deeply, deeply annoyed.
Yeah. So will Matt Barnes and Ryan Day. a Buckeye has a rush of at least 50 yards. Now, this is what I was trying to. I was getting this confused with the previous one, where Maryland, I don't believe, has allowed a rush of more than 40 yards, while Ohio State has, I think, 3 rushes of 50 yards this season, or at least 2, both by TreVeyon Henderson. So I'm saying something that they rarely do, they will do in this game, something that Maryland has not yet allowed in this game. It really feels like a very simple thing. Just give TreVeyon Henderson 4 attempts. One of them's going for 30, but then he turns 30 into 60. So like that's the one thing that he can do is pick up those big extra yardage plays where guys get tackled after 27. He doesn't really get tackled until he hits the end zone, basically. So I don't think you can disagree with this one because of your stance that 92 yards of total offense is a huge number for TreVeyon Henderson.
Sir, I said 94 yards. Do not besmirch my name with 92. And again, I think we're starting to see, as we're doing these more each week, we're sort of coalescing around certain themes. Mm-hmm. I have a similar one. Maryland is allowing 3.2 yards per rush this season. Ohio State doubles that to 6.4 this week. I think if yours works, I would say mine works. Does that work for your for the rushing total? It feels like if he hits that 50 something, they're probably getting to 6.4. But I mean, you're asking them to double Rutgers or what Maryland has allowed in per rush this season.
Okay, so they're allowing 3.4.
3.2. I mean, 3.2 to 6.4.
I'm seeing 3.4.
Well, I'll pull up Maryland stats again.
Now, are you only looking at FBS games?
Maybe.
Because I'm seeing 3.38 yards per carry. So you're saying 6.8 yards per carry for the Buckeyes, which is, let me see here, Tom, as we negotiate during the show, which is fantastic. The Buckeyes are currently averaging 6.5 yards per rush. So you're saying they're going to do 0.3 of a yard better than their average. And this is somehow bold. And I'm going to need, Tom, you know where I'm going with this. You already know.
By the way, I'm looking at Maryland, umterps.com/sports/football/stats, average per attempt, opponents, 3.2 yards per carry.
Because I'm looking at cfbstats.com.
Well, sounds like you can't trust them.
Well, so let's just meet in the middle. You say 3.2, I say 3.4. We're not even going to consider that, Tom, because the number that I'm imploring you to take here is 6.9 yards per carry.
So as a result, you're going to increase the length of TreVeyon Henderson's run or whoever's run by 19 yards. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I just think 6.4 yards is their 6.8 yards is like really close to their average. So
we've already established that Maryland has the best defense in the country. This is canon on this podcast now.
I may have said pass defense. Tom, 6.85 yards per carry is lowest I go, and that's another one where I think they're going to get it. And all of your bold predictions throughout this entire length of the show feels like it's going to happen, and they never do. And I don't know why I put up a fight, because it'll be whatever you need. It'll be like a tenth lower. So let's go 6.85 yards per carry.
How about 6.6? 6.6. If we're meeting in the middle and saying 3.2 versus 3.4, I'll use your phony baloney numbers, and then we'll meet in the middle, and then we'll double that. 6.6 it is. You're
just wearing me down at this point because, yeah, fine, whatever. Just it's been a long day. Just get whatever you want. I don't care anymore. So what was that?
3.2 yards per rush for Ohio State. 3.2.
Okay, that's perfect.
It's 6.6. Yes, 6.6 is the number.
Okay, all right. Write that down. 6.6 yards. All right, I got 0.2 of a point of a yard out of that one, so that was a good job by me. My Ohio State will double Maryland's yards per play through the first three quarters.
That's a good one.
Because
that's
Ohio
a very
State
good
is
one. Yeah, sure.
averaging,
Well, if they're up by 1 million, yeah. But yeah, no, that's a very good one because that requires Ohio State to either be like 8 and Maryland to 4 or really lock down Maryland. I don't see them really locking down Maryland.
No, I think it's going to be like 10-5 ish.
Yeah,
I'm expecting some good stuff from the Ohio State offense.
That is very, very bold. I like that one a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, it's possible, but it requires either the offense or the defense to really play out of their minds, which
I'm bold.
The talent is there, but yes, I like that one a lot. That is a great one. No argument for me. Going back to the well, this is one that has worked out for you. It has not worked out for me the multiple times I have said it, but Tony, I'm going back to the well with this one. Ohio State goes 220 for the second time this season. They did it against Akron. That was, of course, the week that you picked it, so I didn't pick it. I picked it the previous 2 weeks. It didn't work out either of the previous 2 weeks. Tony, it's going to work out this time. I know it. The Great Pumpkin is going to show up, Tony. I know it. 220 yards rushing, 220 yards passing for Ohio State this weekend.
I still do not like this prediction because it's something that should happen every week, and it's something that
and yet it doesn't, and yet it only happened once.
But it's their average. Like, they are averaging 219.4 yards rushing per game. They're throwing for 336. So you are saying your prediction is that Ohio State is going to get one more rushing yard than their average.
See, the way this works is generally if they're doing one, they're not doing the other. So that average is skewed a lot by the fact that when they're running the heck out of the ball, they're throwing for 185 yards. And when they're throwing the heck out of the ball, they're running for 140 yards. Like, yes, on average, it happens, but then it only happens like, I think it happened, once last year, twice last year, and it only happened once this year. I mean, this is something that's happened. I mean, so 3 times in the last 13 games? I think that is fairly bold to predict that, especially given the fact that it continues to not happen when I predict it. And Tony, I really want to get this one at some point this year. That's it. I really want to get this one at some point this year.
They missed it by 12 yards last week, 12 yards rushing last week. They missed it by 19 rushing yards against Minnesota. Last year, they missed it by 5 yards rushing, 12 yards rushing, 17 yards rushing.
So you can see how this is extremely on brand for me to pick this. Good.
21 yards passing. This is so hilarious.
It should happen every week, but it doesn't. And that then makes it bold.
225 each. Just because I need something. You got to give me a little something.
222.
223.
223 it is. Man, okay, it's going to go 222, 222, and I'm going to be so mad. Mad.
That's a good one. That was a good fight. And it should happen. It should happen constantly. And you're right. For whatever reason, it doesn't always. My last one-pointer, Tom, Garrett Wilson will have a punt return of at least 4 yards. I believe he has 9 returns on the season and only one over 4 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that one? Are you going to give me
40,
that one?
40, you said?
4 yards.
Well,
he has one game with 2 punt returns of negative 8 yards.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's another one that I have down, and boy, if that's bold, this is going to be like a 3-pointer. Ohio State allows more than 236 passing yards, which has only happened once this season. So I mean, that's got to be multiple points. Yeah.
No way.
No. Okay.
That was
how long a punt return would you like for Garrett Wilson? 20 yards, 25 yards?
I already missed on the punt returns and the kick returns. I'm not going back to that for a while. That was just a decoy. My real last one is that this will be the best total offense day of the year for the Buckeyes, which means at least 623 yards of total offense.
Best total offense of the year so far. We don't have to wait till the end of the season. Okay. You said the best total yard. Okay.
Yes. So they had, I think, 622 against Akron. So I'm saying at least 623 yards against a Big Ten defense with Big Ten players. And to do something they have never done this year, 623 yards. I think one of the reasons I like this is because they probably feels like they're going to have to score, and they might actually have to score. So you're going to keep moving the ball, which is also why the 222 is a sure bet to hit. So everybody just cash in on that one. take that one to the bank. Not so bold, but 623 yards, Tom. Tell me about it.
600. I'd like that we're back to 222 now. You had talked me up to 223. Now it's canon that it's 222. So, okay. Here's what's going to happen. And I am absolutely changing my thing right now. So we're back to 222. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to go for 221 yards on the ground and 405 yards to the air. And yours is going to hit and mine isn't. And I'm going to just break something. It's going to be great. I'm really looking for it. Football is the best. Football is the best time of year, if you ask me.
Don't you love it?
I do. Oh, that's a good one. I'll allow that one.
Okay.
That's good. Do we want to get into bonus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have. Here's the bonus that I like, but you go first.
Well, I had two others that I thought were good. This is not a bonus. This is just another one that if you were absolutely objected, I was going to go to this one. 2 receivers with more than 100 yards and a 100-yard rusher.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And, of all the combinations of 2 rushers with 100 yards.
I object to one of your predictions, so I want that one instead. I shouldn't have agreed to all 5 already. Dang it.
Yeah, well, that maybe that's a good one for to hold on to for later in the season.
I'm going to do that next week.
Yeah. It's a bye week. It's a bye week, so you're not going to. That's not going to hit. Sorry, bad news. Yeah, and then Ohio State's only allowed more than 236 passing yards once this season. I was going to say maybe over 300. So that's the other possibility, but didn't need those. So my first bonus one, someone other than CJ Stroud throws a touchdown pass.
Yeah, that was one I was thinking about as well. And I was even thinking like not a quarterback, but that's unnecessarily bold. Mm-hmm. But somebody other than CJ Stroud throws a touchdown pass. That's worthy of a 2-pointer.
Good.
Because even when the quarterback comes in, if it's a blowout, they're not necessarily throwing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see something like that. I could also see it being like a jet sweep, easy touchdown. Mm-hmm. It's just the same as a running play.
Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't say Buckeyes. So when Talia Tagovailoa throws a touchdown pass, 2 points, boom! Got to pay attention, son.
I am both hurt and so proud. So proud, Tom. That's on me. I should have paid attention.
See, as an honorable person, I just wanted to point out that I could have done that. However, I am going to say someone on Ohio State other than CJ Stroud throws a touchdown pass.
All right. Well, I do not like your honorability, but I respect it. My first bonus, my 2-pointer, a Jesse Mirko punt is down somewhere between the 17 and 22-yard line. I'm taking a 5-yard
interesting. All right.
piece of land and saying at least one punt. That's assuming they even punt. Gets down there. It's almost like, I don't know, like the square game type of thing, or you know, it's more of a roulette. I'm saying a punt. So I should have just said any punter, but I think this is very specific and interesting to watch.
Where are they on the field? Where are they on the field that the punt's going to be down? So that's they're
40, on 30-ish something. I mean,
45-yard net. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I was sure you were going to say inside the 5, and I was going to say he does that literally every week. No,
I was at first. I was like inside the 1 or 2.
Yeah. This is
more interesting.
All right. So I feel like I'm contractually obligated to narrow you down. So it's 18 to 22 yard line.
18 to 23.
Didn't you say 17 to 22?
Yes. I feel like this is a unique.
Yes, it is a very unique one. You know, it's even more unique, a 4-yard stretch. So you pick any 4-yard stretch.
Okay. How about this? Between the 18 and 22 or the 1, like I get both of those. I get both of the.
No.
I'm going to need
picking
any
Ohio
5
State.
yards. Like, can I pick any 5-yard lines?
You could. Okay. I'll tell you what, I will give you 7 yards. And Jesse Mirko punt is down between Ohio State's 10 and 18-yard line. If he kicks it out of the back of the end zone and it only goes between 3 and 10 yards, you get that. That's a big
I mean, I like the uniqueness of 17 to 22, but I will take between the 10 and the 18.
I said the Ohio State 10 and the 18.
No,
that's what I said.
10 and the 18. No, Tom. No, I am listening at times to what you're saying.
So 17 and 22.
Yep.
That's 5 yards. I need you to narrow it down to 4. 18 to 22 or 17 to 21.
Okay. I really don't like that you're fighting for this, Tom. It's very petty, very shallow.
Good.
17 to 21.
17 to 21. All right. Good. All right. That's a good one.
All right.
My 3-pointer. Ohio State scores on a trick play. And I think, and this is a little bit, this is a little bit the old Potter Stewart, like, it when you see it, like play action is not a trick play. A flea flicker like Michigan ran last week, that's a trick play.
Okay.
A jet sweep is not a trick play. A reverse reverse is probably, is that a trick play? You mean like two different,
two different,
a reverse,
not an end around.
An end around or a jet sweep is not. A reverse would be, and obviously the absolute like golden ticket for me here is like a handoff to TreVeyon Henderson and he throws for a touchdown. And then I've hit my 2 and my 3-pointer. It's really all I want to see this week. That's all I want to see this week is those two things hitting at once. Yeah. And that would also, if he does it and it goes 94 yards from scrimmage, then I hit 3. So that would be.
And when that happens, it'd be like, why are there no pictures of it? It's just pictures of the sky because you're just jumping up in the air and just you're so happy and you're just taking pictures of the blue sky.
And you getting kicked out of the press box for the longest profanity-laced tirade in the history of the Ohio State beat. That'd be good.
Why are there scrambled eggs smeared all over this wall on this window? So it's like, throw my plate of breakfast up against there. Okay, I will allow that one. It would be nice to see TreVeyon Henderson get back to like become like the Michael Wiley of the halfback option pass. My last one, my 3-pointer, speaking of TreVeyon Henderson, rushes for at least 207 yards. Is that bold enough? Is that
he's already done that once,
but he doesn't average that, Tom. This is almost double his average.
He's already done that once this year. You got to pick something that for 3 points. For 3 points, I'll give you 2 points on that one.
And then Jesse Mirko. How much do you narrow down that Jesse Mirko punt? Within 3 yards?
If I will give you for 3 points. I will give you a 3-yard span, but it cannot be inside the 10-yard line.
What if I pick any 5 non-consecutive yard lines? Like I'm going to put money on the 7, the 11, the 14.
They can't be inside the 10.
Okay, so I'm going to take 5-yard lines. I'm going to take. Write this down.
3.
Okay, my bonus, yes. Okay, all right. My 3-pointer is between the 17 and 20.
3-pointer for the 17 and 20. Okay, all right.
Okay. And then my 2-pointer is 207 yards rushing, which is twice, I guess, technically twice as bold as your bold prediction for TreVeyon Henderson, but it's also worth twice the points.
And I am really looking forward to Jesse Mirko sailing a punt out of bounds. And then us like on the edge of our seats for like where, the ref is walking up the sideline. Like, where is he going to spot it? All
right. Good. Are we set? Are we done?
I think we're set. That's our dumbest show of the week is now in the books. Great job.
Yes. Great job by both of us on being producing a dumb show, but we do enjoy it. Especially some of us enjoy it more than others. Obviously.
Well, and people out there in internet land seem to enjoy it for some indescribable reason. So,
I think it's very describable. But that will do it for this edition of our Bold Prediction Show. So, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Also, you can, as always, check us out at BuckeyeScoop.com. If you're not yet a member, please become one. If you are, thank you as always. And you can find all of our videos, streams, podcast at Buckeye Scoop. No? Well, yes, you can. But also youtube.com/Buckeye Scoop. And go ahead and subscribe there. You'll be notified every time we drop a video. So thank you guys for putting up with Tom, putting up with me, and we will talk to you guys later.